After completing this lesson, you will be able to understand site plans, set view properties, and override visibility graphics. The objective domains covered are 4.1b, view properties, and 4.1c, visibility graphic overrides. A site plan can be used to show the true orientation of a structure relative to true north. When working with projects, generally you will work in the building orientated to the project north. The shared coordinates will be acquired from the Revit site file that contains the topography, the survey data, and other relevant civil structures. Go ahead and open up the model 028, creating a site plan. The model opens up in the structural plan 00 ground floor. Our first task to create a site plan is to duplicate the ground floor plan. In the project browser, right mouse click over ground floor and then select Duplicate View, Duplicate. You'll now notice that we have a copy of the ground floor plan. Let's go ahead and rename this copy. So once again, right mouse click over 00 ground floor copy 1 and select Rename. Here we'll name this 00-site plan. Okay, so our view is now copied. To ensure that we capture all of the vertical extents of the building structure, we will edit the view range to look all the way up and all the way down and not cut the plan. To do this, in the Properties palette, select Edit View Range. In the View Range dialog box, we'll set the primary range, top, to unlimited. We'll set our cut plane to something higher than the building structure. So in this case, if we use perhaps 10,000 feet, that will be perfect. And for the bottom range, again, we'll set this unlimited. Now, of course, here we'll have to match this with our view depth, and that would also be set to unlimited. Go ahead and select OK. So you can now see that we're seeing the full extents of the building, both up and down. Next, we use visibility graphics to remove the unnecessary structured elements that are displaying in our current plan. To do this, select the View ribbon and then select Visibility Graphics. In the Visibility Graphic dialog box, note that Model Categories is the active tab. Here, we'll select all of the elements in this active tab. We'll uncheck all of the elements, and here we just want to display floors. Now, if we expand the subcategories of floors, you'll notice also we're showing things such as hidden lines, interior edges, slab edges, and so on. All I really want here is the boundary of the floor. So we can remove all of the subcategories here. Now, also, we only want to see grids from the Annotation Categories tab. So let's select Annotation Categories. Once again here, we can select all of the categories in this tab, uncheck all of the categories, locate grids, and ensure that just the grids are displaying. We can then go ahead and select OK, and you can see here we have a much cleaner structural plan. Next, we orientate the site plan to record our true north position. By default, all of the planes in Revit are set to Project North for the orientation. In the Properties palette here, you'll notice we have Orientation and we also have Project North set. However, the exception is for a site plan. So I'm now going to set the orientation from Project North to True North. And you'll now see the plan rotates. Also notice, because of our crop region, we have some elements that are now out of the view. On the View Control toolbar, select Show Crop Region. And we'll use the crop boundary control grips here to set the crop boundary so we can see the full view. Once we've done this, we can then hide the crop region. We now need to place down a symbol to document true north position. To do this, select the Annotate ribbon, and here we're going to go ahead and use a symbol. However, you may remember in a previous step, we used visibility graphics to remove all of the annotation categories other than grids. What's going to now happen is this: when I select symbol, you'll see in the Properties palette in the Type selector, we have our True North symbol. But note I can't see this on the cursor. If I go ahead and place this down, we'd also get a warning. So the warning is stating that none of the elements that we've just created are visible in this view. A quick way of finding this element and then selecting it visible is to use Reveal Hidden Elements. So on the View Control toolbar, select Reveal Hidden Elements. You'll now notice you can see our north arrow. Select the north arrow. On the ribbon, select Unhide Category. And now we can simply toggle the Reveal Hidden Elements mode off. And there's our north arrow displayed. Finally, we'll place down some spot coordinates to document the corners of our building slab. Once again, on the Annotate ribbon, you'll note we have spot coordinate. We can then zoom up to the corner of a building slab and we can place down a relevant coordinate. Now again here, you'll notice that this is switched off, so we can go back to Reveal Hidden Elements, select our spot coordinate, Unhide Category, toggle Reveal Hidden Elements mode. Then we can go ahead and continue to place down some spot coordinates. Okay, so there's your site plan created.